So how the heck is everybody doing? Welcome back to Not Timmy 66 Adventure Series. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. I know I am. I was able to get my robust immune system out here on the road today and just have a wonderful old time, man. I hope this video is finding everybody well. It is a balmy, warm, rainy type day out here today, but that doesn't stop us from riding, does it? Little trick about riding: if it does start raining on you guys, just be really careful. Those white lines you see on the road, the lane dividers and the shoulder marker and all that stuff, if it does start getting wet, guys, just use common sense. Slow down. Make sure you're taking your time when you're going. Allow plenty of stopping distance. Know that you're going to get wet and you'll be fine. And guys, the reason I'm mentioning those white lines, anything that's painted like that down there on the pavement, once it starts to rain, those will get really slick. They'll get as slick as glass. Slick as snot, man. So you need to be careful. If you're changing lanes, or if you're making a turn, like if I was turning over here to the right and I have to cross that, it doesn't take much for your tire to break loose and slip on that stuff. And there's been more than one person find out the hard way. The last thing you want to do is end up on your ass wishing that you'd have taken it a little bit slower. So just use common sense, man. We all know that when we're riding motorcycles, you're going to have to deal with all kinds of weather conditions: the hot, the cold, the wind. The wind's something that can really knock you on your butt and tire you out. And also the rain, of course. You know, when it starts raining, you start seeing that rainbow-like effect on the pavement. And, you know, this might be, I guess, driver's ed 101, but you know that's all the oil and gas and stuff that's been dripping off the cars leaking up to the surface. So when it very first begins to rain pretty good on the road, you just want to make sure that you're taking your time a little bit. Allow a good following distance, which you should anyway, even in dry conditions. Allow yourself enough time to get out of people's way, and, you know, make sure that you're not running into things that you shouldn't run into, or that cars can see you and such. But just use extra caution, man, when it comes to, you know, being able to navigate in the rain. It's just a fact of life, man. We're gonna get wet. That's all there is to it. So and you just have to suffice to enjoy the ride and have a great time with it. So guys, when I first started learning how to ride, don't do it the way I did, okay? Where I grew up in the Midwest, and a lot of my cousins and family members, my grandparents, lived on farms, and usually they had motorcycles, right? So that's when I got my first taste of actually getting on a motorcycle. Was a little enduro dirt bike, and I got a real taste by riding behind my uncle on his. And then actually, when I got big enough and old enough and tall enough, I started riding that way on the dirt roads and through the fields and stuff like that. And that's where I fell in love with it. That was my first taste of it. And as I grew older, the bikes got bigger, the toys got bigger. You know what I'm saying? I never really considered that much about safety, and until really my wife was suggesting to me one time that I ought to go ahead and take a rider safety course. And I was like, I don't need no rider safety course. I've been riding for years. I don't need to worry about any of this stuff. Matter of fact, back at that time, I hated even to wear a helmet, man. I thought they were uncomfortable. There was no helmet law, so why the heck should I have to wear a helmet? And now, if I get on the bike just to run up to the store or whatever, the thought of just not putting a helmet on and going makes me cringe, man. Safety gear is important, and you don't have to really spend a whole ton of money on safety gear either, guys. I mean, if you think about it, I think the jacket I got on cost about $120, and the helmet I have is about a $200 helmet. I do have a pair of gloves that were like, I think, $80, and then I do not wear the armored jeans, but I also wear steel-toed boots and good heavy leather to protect myself. Because you think about it, look at the speed of the road beneath me, guys. If you were to suddenly fall off that bike for whatever reason, or have to make a quick turn for whatever reason, and you had to bail off that bike, or that bike slipped out from underneath you, what are you going to be sliding on, man? You're going to be sliding on that pavement, and that pavement sucks. So you can get road rash, you can embed all kinds of nastiness in your skin, and the more you can wear to protect your elbows, your back, your arms, your things like that, you're going to be better off in the long run. And once you get used to wearing it, and once you understand the actual benefit, the safety benefit of it all, I don't think you'll go back to riding what we call riding dirty. Riding dirty is, you see the guy with the flip-flops and the cutoffs and the t-shirt going asshole down the road. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of people, that's riding dirty. I don't ride that way anymore. And the thought of doing it like I used to, I just don't do it that way anymore. And the reason I was mentioning the white lines on the road, again, is because when those get wet, the lane dividers and the shoulder markers and stuff like that can get super, super slick, or they are super slick when they get wet. And all it takes is to hit that thing wrong with your front tire, and that tire breaks loose from the pavement, and before you can say, what the heck, you're on the ground, right? So just be careful. Use common sense. Enjoy the ride. Get home safe to your family. And if you're taking passengers with you especially, ride responsibly, man. Ride to where they get a sense, especially like with my kids, I give them a sense of the right way to ride, the proper way to ride, which is safety first, always. Are you going to prevent everything, like, any accidents at all from happening? No. Is it an inherent risk to get on a motorcycle and ride? Yes. Is it more of an inherent risk than, say, driving a car? Yes, it's a bigger risk. Some people say, well, you could get hit by a bus crossing the street. Well, that's true, but your chances of that, as opposed to your chances of actually having something happen while you're on a motorcycle, are a heck of a lot higher. So it's just better that you take the time, invest in a good safety course, learn lane positions, learn how to make yourself visible, learn how to dress properly, learn how the machine operates. Go out and get yourself the bike that you really, really want, that you're super comfortable with, and then make sure that you have some really good safety equipment to get you by, man, because like I said, you don't want to end up sliding across that pavement in just your bare skin. It will hurt. And I also had some questions beyond safety about, well, what kind of motorcycle should be, what kind of motorcycle is right for me, especially if you don't know how to ride, or if you're just getting into it for the first time. What should I start out with? Don't go out there and buy the biggest, fastest, heaviest CC bike that you can find, guys. Don't do it. It's going to be way too much power for you. The good thing about motorcycles is that you can trade them in and trade up. And the same, I can guarantee you can ask almost anybody that rides, they've had more than one motorcycle, and everybody starts somewhere. So should you start out on a big 1500cc bike, or should you start out on something a little bit smaller? My recommendation is get something that's going to fit you properly, that you're not too big for, or it's not too big for you, but also make sure that the power is manageable. Now, like the bike I have here is the Honda Shadow 750 American Classic Edition. It's a great bike. It's not really set up for touring. It's more of a cruiser, a cruise around town, thing like that. It's very forgiving as far as the acceleration. It's fast. It'll get up and go when I want it to, but it's not off the line fast like a racing bike would be, or you know what I'm talking about, like you barely crack the throttle and the thing jumps out in front of you. You don't want to start out on something like that. Start out on something small, man. I recommend maybe a little like a Rebel 250, or anything within maybe the 250 to 500 to 650 cc range. And when you start with it, guys, just start out slow, man. Just take it down the street and back. Go to an empty parking lot somewhere on a day off, that there's no school and there's no cars around or anything, where you got a wide open area where you can and practice your turns, practice leaning with your turns, and get used to how the motorcycle operates It'll benefit you, and before you know it, you'll go out. And I recommend you do that before you start getting out into traffic and get on the interstate and stuff like that. And I've been riding for years, guys, but I still hate the interstate. I don't feel real comfortable on it. So to be honest with you, when I take rides of any distance, I try to stay off the interstate as much as possible. Ride where you're comfortable. As long as you're getting the enjoyment out of those two wheels, man, and it's an adventure for you, then that's all you need. Don't let anybody try to tell you that you're not cool if you're not doing this, that, or the other thing. Do your own thing, but do it safely. So go out, buy the safety gear, buy the bike, and get after it, man. There's nothing better, and I'm telling you guys this. And the other thing I was going to say too about riding responsibly, if you have little kids, or if you have your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, whatever, and you get out there on that bike and you ride way too fast, let's say, or way too reckless, and you scare them, you may ruin them for life as far as ever wanting to get on a motorcycle again. You don't want to do that. At least I don't think I would ever want to do that to somebody. So you can give them a little bit of a thrill as far as some speeding up and things like that and taking some turns, but don't drive irresponsibly, man. I see too much of that. Don't get out there and try to pop wheelies with your 5-year-old on the back or whatever. It's all common sense stuff, right? So the trip is almost over. I've felt a few spatterings of rain coming down on me, and I'm going to pull over here. This is the historic, I guess an old historic home that's over near my neighborhood. It's obviously, this park is just a really nice, quiet little place to kind of take a rest break and vape a little bit and just relax. So, yeah. It's just a beautiful day, guys. Beautiful day for a ride. Beautiful day to take a little walk in the park. And a beautiful day to just relax and enjoy nature, enjoy the scenery, and just enjoy life, man. Just enjoy life. So yeah, guys, riding, it always feels like an adventure. Even I'm just going to a park and taking a little walk. Being able to sit and chill, relax a little bit. Enjoy the nice cool air. It is definitely a kind of a balmy fall day. I guess this is Texas in the fall. What is today, the 13th of October? So beautiful day for a ride though, man. No hot sun. It's a little humid out, but beyond that, man, I cannot complain. I hope you guys are enjoying the footage so far. Lots of people out for a Wednesday, man. Lots of people out driving around today for a Wednesday. Let me show you guys a view from where I'm sitting. It's a beautiful park. Yeah, just can't ignore the beauty and the quiet and the serenity and the trucks going by and the lawn care services and everything else making noise. And that, of course, that just, adds to the beauty. That wonderful truck going by there. Nothing like a little serenity of a rattling truck. That's right. Well, today, guys, I'm taking my wife to the doctor. She's having some issues in her shoulder that we're going to have looked at, and we're going to go ahead and do that as well. So the fun never stops at the old Not Timmy 66 house, guys. It never stops. And it looks like it's going to threaten some rain here. So I'm going to continue my journey home. I'm really not that far away from home at all. Just maybe a mile or two. There's all kinds of cool little parks. I love this bridge here. Let me show you. Pretty cool. Sorry for the shaky camera work, guys. I did not bring my little selfie stick thing. It's just too much to carry, man. Didn't feel like it this morning. Another beautiful day in Texas, guys. Time to get back on the bike. Yeah, guys, as you can see, a little fact of life. Sometimes when we're enjoying stuff, we get rained out. But luckily, I was close enough to home that I could just go ahead and get home before it got too bad. So, a little damp, but not bad. Guys, that's just, part of riding the bike, man. You're going to run into rainstorms, just kind of like life, Everything could be going just great, and it's a beautiful day, and you're enjoying yourself, and not a care in the world. And then a little rain shower comes in. But that's okay, because we got to realize, I guess, more than anything else, that all these rain showers that we get, both the physical rain showers and the rain showers of life, are just a part of it. And they all have a purpose, they all have a meaning, right? So I guess just like the rain showers that rain out our adventures, that's life, right? That's life in the fast lane, man. That's how things roll sometimes. We take the good and we take the bad, but the important thing is to enjoy every minute of it and look at life as an adventure. You may not have the touring machine, in my case, the Can-Am Spyder, of your dreams that you can ride in all the creature comforts and everything, but I still have a two-wheel excitement machine, and I take every opportunity I can, rain or shine, to enjoy it, just like I do with life. So you guys, get out there, seek some adventure today, be healthy, and no matter what you do in life, guys, no matter what you do in life, make it count. Not Timmy 66. I'm out. Have a great day.